Welcome to this week's Yurtgurl garden tour. Right here we have the mulberry bushes, or trees. They are dwarf mulberries. They are pretty tasty when they put out fruit. Here we have some small pumpkins that are trying to grow. It is a chickpea or garbanzo bean, depending on where you're from. We have some globe artichokes. This actually came up this year compared to last year. Eggplant I have not planted out. This is the Blue Lakes 156, but keeping me flowers and no beans. We have some Seascape Everbearing strawberries. They are struggling in the heat, much hotter May than last year. Over here are all the different bean varieties. It's quite fun to look at them. And on this side we have the squashes. We have 3 different varieties. We have the gray zucchini, the prolific straight neck, and some butternut winter squash, which the Farmer's Almanac told me to plant in the summer. And across from that we have some sage. We have the butter something squash. And just some black beauty zucchini. Cantaloupe that's self-seeded and going crazy. Some awful looking mustard leaf greens that everything loves to eat. And some watermelon. They're starting to take off now. And over here we have some tomatoes and a random eggplant that accidentally planted itself, the tomato. And some marigolds. And a lavender I found at Walmart on sale. Oh no, not Walmart. Lowe's. And we have Kevin. He's doing so well. And over here we have some peppers. These are the biggest peppers I've ever grown. Last year they kept getting eaten after 2 leaves. Some cucumbers, cowpeas. At the very end we have some onions that aren't doing so well. Yep. Some English garden peas that seem to be making a comeback. And some weeds. And some other cucumbers. Which this one over here I think was eaten by a deer because I have not fixed the hole in the dead hedge. We have more cucumbers and English garden peas on the other side, as well as the cow's peas, which are finally going crazy because I thought I'd have to pull them because they were just attracting a bunch of bugs. And we have some more tomatoes here. We have the Romas in the front, not doing as good as I'd like. Oh well. We have some cherries. And what are you? Wrens? Something like that. Autumn sage. Bee balm. More autumn sage. More peppers. And my peppers last year were maybe up to 4 leaves. And then they were completely eaten. So much better this year. And some giant marigolds. Because this was supposed to be a corn and marigold bed, and the corn never came up. And then we'll continue on over here. I already showed you down that way a little bit. We have some okra, which I love okra. So we planted a ton this year. Last year I only did 1 plant, and that was not enough. These ones are the Space Saver cucumbers. They're pretty cool. Purple cow's pea. Don't know why that one's purple and the rest aren't. I have a bunch of different cucumber types. I know the lemon one is down at that end. excited about that one. Never had a lemon cucumber. They're supposed to look like little lemons. And another angle of the beans. Ones at the front here are the lima beans. We have some navy beans, great northern beans, kidney beans, pinto beans. A bunch of beans, because beans are yummy. And all the wood chips that I've been putting out. Cantaloupe is going wild. My rose bush, which has a bud on it. I planted some potatoes. Not the right time to plant them, but whatever. Better late than never, I guess. Over here is the brassica bed, which I've learned brassicas must be very tasty for everything because they keep getting eaten. Same with the English garden peas. Let's look at that. Very rude. I blame this guy and his friends. Cicada. Then we have some June bearing strawberries. These ones have done really well so far. I didn't lose any of them yet, so hopefully I don't lose any of them. Here we have some lilies. We'll see how they do if a marigold trying to grow. Doesn't seem to like it too much with the fountain that particularly looks dirty. We have more seascape. They're really struggling in this heat despite being a year old. Those ones are new this year. But these ones are from last year. And there's a squash growing in there. Marigold trying its best to grow. Getting through those leaves. Beautiful squash. Yummy, yummy. Sage. I managed to propagate some of the sage. Not very difficult. It's in this pot over here. Let's see if we get to see it. Yep. There's a sage in that pot. Smells so good. I like to walk up to it and just rub it. And we have Minion. He's looking pretty good, except those grasshoppers keep getting him. You can see one on there right now. It's causing all that damage. Very rude. Milkweed. Starting to blossom. Haven't seen any caterpillars on it recently, sadly. The beautiful lamb's ear. So fluffy. It's not a pet it. It's the longest I've ever kept a lamb's ear alive. I have some basil. Some Turk's cap, which obviously this is not the right spot to be growing it because it's not growing very well. But I never tried growing it before. Some lilies. My daylily. It's getting these blossom sticks. So exciting. Squash. I technically think that's like zucchini, but whatever. Yay. I think I got one successfully pollinated out of 3 or 4. That's okay. I think I only had like 2 flowers that were actually good. This poor butternut squash did not get pollinated by me, so who knows if it got pollinated by something else. But I have 2 that I pollinated, which I'm so excited about. They're so cute. Little yellow squash. Sad cabbage that got eaten by everything else. You know, the sacrificial plant. Yummy, yummy. Cowpeas. Time to harvest you. And you. And anything else over here that needs to be harvested. And over there. The harvest for today. 1 navy bean. Right here. And a bunch of cowpeas. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cowpeas. 1 navy. Very cool, especially since the navy bean came from the supermarket bag of beans. And now I have one at home. Hee hee.